Now, to remind everybody who you are, explain to them what you're doing, and you're an amputee, of course.
Yes.
And you went to Haiti.
That's correct.
And
my name is Jeff McDonald. I am an above-knee amputee. Had a motorcycle wreck about 19 years ago, and I have a practice here in Wilmington where we do prosthetics and orthotics. And a friend contacted me after this earthquake that happened in January in Haiti, and had asked me about the possibility of us volunteering services for people down there, since there's going to be such a great need for prostheses down there.
And when you were on, you were getting ready to
Yes.
to return to Haiti.
Yes.
And so we wanted to find out, you know, as you continue with this journey, I want to continue to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And to talk more about this. And tell us how that went.
Well, we were incredibly fortunate, I believe. We were just blessed all the way around with it. We actually, every person who we took the cast of in April, when we went back in July, which is a considerably long time frame for fitting a prosthesis. Typically over here, we'll fit a prosthesis within a week or two after we take the cast of the person's limb. Just because there's so many volume changes that can happen, things like that can change the shape of the limb, the size of the limb. So we had kind of try to get our mind around the fact that we may have a very low success rate with fitting these people because of this big time delay.
I remember you talked about that. That was something that you were very concerned.
We were real concerned about it, and I don't know how. Maybe it's it's just a different population than what we're used to dealing with. These people were all very compliant with their pre-prosthetic conditioning that we had recommended. But the bottom line is we got over there and we ended up with 17 total, and all 17 of the people walked out of the clinic that day. So not that day; it was over a week.
Right.
But over the course of the 4 days, everybody walked out.
The visit that you were.
Yes. Everybody came in on crutches and walked out on a prosthesis.
Isn't that amazing?
So it was good. It was really cool.
You know, you have a big smile across your face when you say this. What kind of smiles did they have on their face when they walked out?
It was humbling, was the biggest thing with these people, because they were genuinely appreciative. You could see that they were appreciative, and I don't think words could express it. It was like you said. It was mostly an exchange of a feeling, and they knew that I was there, and they could relate because of my prosthesis, and they knew that I was there to help, and it just became evident that they knew that we were there to help them, and they were so appreciative of it. It was a really humbling, awesome feeling.
Now, because the time you went over there, of course, the earthquake happened, and it just had to be chaos over there.
It still is chaos.
Yeah, and was it difficult to be able to keep up with the people, with the patients, so to speak, that you worked with? I mean, because I would think that maybe some of them might move around a little bit and be hard to keep up with. Was that indeed the case?
That is indeed the case. We are lucky enough to be in contact with several people who manage camps, different camps. The tent cities is kind of what they're referred to. And there's several of them over there, and many of these people who had started with at one location when we first saw them had moved to one or two or three others by the time we got back over.
Right.
But there's some people over there who are devoting a great deal of time and effort, and it's just tremendous volunteerism on a level that you can't imagine, that they're staying over there and going into these places every day and keeping track of these people and trying to keep up with their needs, and trying to ensure that services that are volunteered for these people are actually reaching those people.
Right.
Because a lot of the money, as you're aware, and I'm sure as people heard, a lot of the money that went in, that was donated on the top levels, just kind of filtered out before it ever got down to the bottom.
Right.
So this is a different scenario, because this is people like me who are actually on the ground with these people. We're not going in there and giving $100 to the